So the reason I pulled up this clip is because I did already see a little bit of it, and I just thought it was going to be a very interesting conversation. You know, I kind of wish Nanselly was up in here, but it is what it is. Just because, you know, we're in this together, and you know, I would want to discuss this with her, but we're gonna go ahead and check it out, and I want to discuss it with you guys. So if you guys have any input, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. But let's check it out real quick. Shout outs to Bootleg Kev as well, man.
Right. When did you, because I obviously, the format of doing clips I got from you, you're kind of the father of that, if you ask me. Other channels like Joe Rogan does the same thing, but I feel like you're the first guy to like kind of take a long form, at least in my opinion. Obviously, I'm sure other people did it, but that weren't as successful. But what kind of you know, attracted you to your format that you currently release videos? Because it's very unique, and it works. Like you said, you might wait.
I gotta see his formats. I'm not gonna lie. And big shout outs to SOT Draps, because like I always say, I give him the credit for the way that we do our shorts now, because the homie gave me the idea with his blessing. I told him respectfully, I'm gonna start doing it this way now because I love the way that you do it. And you know, it's all love, man. But I gotta see what he's talking about. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait a month and a half for the full interview, but you're gonna watch each clip.
I mean, it was really just, to me, I looked at the behavior of viewing these videos because, you know, you're going from a format of sitting in your living room and watching TV or watching a DVD,
right?
And you know, you're kind of invested. You're in your house. You're sitting on a couch. You might have some food.
Right.
You might have your family members around. You're prepared to sit down there for an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to watch some full long form piece. But the reality is with YouTube, the majority of people were on their phones or on their laptops.
Right.
So is a person really going to hold their phone for an hour and a half?
Right.
Or they're watching a tiny little screen, and back then the screens were smaller and the resolution wasn't as good and so forth? No, I didn't think they would, which is why I was like, well, let me just break it up into pieces. And with those pieces, I will actually focus on the topics and try to really make the titles as strong as possible. So people will watch this particular clip. And over time, people would clip up. You know, clipping is something that was being done by other people
on their channels that you
on their own channel, whether their own.
Right.
Like this is now common. Like I remember I interviewed Neon recently, and he talked about how he pays hundreds of thousands of dollars for people to clip his stuff.
Right, because he's doing.
That's the level I want to get to. To be honest with you, I want to get to the level where I have eFamily on payroll. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know, clip this up for me. Or, you know, just do you, and if you do these many clips, you know, this how much you get type shit. That shit would be dope, because I'm not gonna lie, I think, Bootleg Kev is giving him the credit for, you know, clipping and all that stuff, but I actually feel that the person that started everything clipping and just making that one of the biggest things in the world, especially on TikTok, was Andrew Tate. I'm not gonna lie to you. And because, you know, from all the radical things that he was saying with you, whether you agree with him or not, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. But my point is, he was definitely one of the first ones that I seen that when I would go on TikTok and just start scrolling, all I would see is freaking Andrew Tate. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's wrong on that aspect. I could be wrong myself, but, you know, maybe I got to do a little bit of research. But I want to definitely see the format that he does, because he's making it seem like it's really good. So
IRL stuff. So, I mean, he's sometimes, I'm sure, online for hours and hours and hours.
Days
and hours
sometimes,
and hours.
right? So it's interesting. Like he's actually paying people to clip, and that in turn draws traffic back into his original content.
Facts.
Whereas with us, it's like, yo, let's take control of the clipping ourselves. Someone else is going to do it anyways.
Yep.
So why should benefit? Why we should have the benefit of this? Like, why let other people take our stuff, crop out the logo, throw their own huge logo across, and it benefits them.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I have mixed emotions about that, to be honest. I have mixed emotions about that. Let me hear that again, though. Hold on.
Take our stuff, crop out the logo.
Yep. Yep.
So
Why
why
not
should
benefit? Yeah.
yeah, why we should have the benefit of this? Like why let other people take our stuff, crop out?
See, I agree and disagree with this point because, for one, if somebody's clipping on their own and tagging you and in any way possible, at least that that's you. Your logos are still there, whatever. But he's saying cropping off, but I'm guessing he leaves the cropping to where people can't see their logo or whatever. But there's different ways to go about it, because the way that we do our shorts, our logo is always in the bottom or it's always on the sides. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if somebody's gonna do it on their own time and they can get money off of it, it's a benefit, because regardless whether they get paid for it or not, they're still gonna get that exposure and eventually get to the point where they can get paid for it. And that's how I'm talking about the whole Andrew Tate method, because he had a lot of people clip up a lot of the podcasts that he was on or all the crazy shit that he was saying, and this was random accounts. It didn't come from him personally. So he had thousands and thousands of people, so much that he became the most famous person in the world at one point. And these are facts, because there was a poll, I guess, on Google, and it showed that at one point in time he was the most famous and the most searched person online because of all of the clipping that he had no control over, pretty much. So everybody that did the clipping was getting money, and all that came to was all the people that were watching these clips went to Andrew Tate himself, and he got a bigger following, and that's pretty much the benefit that he got. But I feel like him saying that is a little bit crazy, because why would I want to not have people get paid as well? You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone is gonna clip, let's say, this stream, and you guys are able to make $100, $1,000, it doesn't matter. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? That's like some straight up like gatekeeping shit. And this is the stuff that I was talking to you guys about last time, how I'm tired of all this gatekeeping shit, bro. Because it's like, it's as simple as, okay, yeah, I understand it's my content, I'm not gonna copyright it. And we've had people that use, let's say, the reactions that we done for Try Not to Laughs that we were doing. There's been people that took our whole video and implemented it into their YouTube with different reactors. So there's different screens, of different reactors. It's like, I'm not gonna copyright that shit, bro. It's like, it's all good. I could see me there. You know what I'm saying? And other people, the other 1,000 or whatever people saw that video, are able to see us there. There could be like, oh, who's that? They look interesting. Let me look them up. You know what I'm saying? And he did tag us. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of, I don't agree with it. But I also do feel like it's important to have a team. Have, like, let's say 2 or 3 people that do the clipping in house, and they're on the payroll, which is what I was talking about for what I want to do with eFamily eventually, is have some of you guys on payroll once we get to that level. You know what I'm saying? Where you guys are pretty much clipping and just throwing eFamily stuff out there, and it, because it's all a benefit. You pretty much make money off of whatever you're posting, and getting paid as well. And it benefits us because everybody comes to check out the channel. You know what I'm saying? It's like Yazzers. If you guys know who Yazzers is, so there is Fig Community World, which is a podcast, and they have like different shows and stuff like that. And they have someone that goes by the name of Yazzers, and she pretty much clips and posts on her social media all the clips. You know what I'm saying? And they don't hate on her, they support her. And I don't know if they pay her or not, but I know that she gets a lot of views, so she makes money. You know what I'm saying? So it's a benefit for her time. It's like, why not? You know what I'm saying? So I don't really agree. Well, I don't fully agree with what he's saying, because I feel like it's okay, to make you guys get some money. You know what I'm saying? Make that shit. Why not? What's wrong with that? That's just crazy.
Bought
to
the
me.
logo, throw their own huge logo across,
I hate
and it
that
just
shit.
and it benefits them.
Yeah.
It doesn't really benefit us. And when people, oh, yo, I'm helping to promote you. No, you're not. You're trying to build your own platform, whether it's an IG page.
But how is it not though? That's my question. How is it not helping you when everybody knows you're Vlad, DJ Vlad, right? So it's like, oh, he's talking about this today. You know, for example, Bootleg Kev clipped this up because this is an 8-minute video. This makes me want to go listen to the whole interview because I did see some topics that they're hitting that I want to go check out. You know what I'm saying? But and actually I didn't even see it off of Bootleg Kev. I saw this same exact clip on somebody else's on TikTok. So that made me want to come here and check this out. So how does that work? So if I didn't see that, you know, directly from Bootleg Kev, it probably would have never got to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's the benefit of having different people clip, because it's just gonna flood the internet pretty much. You know what I'm saying? It just
To your
it
Twitter
just makes
account,
sense.
and you're getting what you think is free content, and you're putting your own name on it, and somewhat hiding where it's actually coming from. You know, and I feel that's almost it's a basic problem in the way content works and social media works, because you know, when you look at like TikTok, you look at Twitter, I would say the majority of content is stuff that people don't own.
For sure. Yeah, it's
know
a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
pages and quote unquote platforms that are built off other people's work.
Right. Whereas
Or you're not creating anything original.
you're not creating
to
anything
give to
original.
the
You're
world.
just clipping it and
Right.
putting your logo on it, and then you're then getting views, followers, you know, sponsored posts,
Right.
you know, ad deals, whatever else. So it's like I feel the way it really should work is if you have a piece of content, you should only be able to embed it from the original owner. You shouldn't be able to just rip it and re-upload it and then modify it.
I mean, there's such a bottom feeder industry
Nah, I don't agree with that.
on Instagram now and TikTok that it's like will you, if someone posts something on their YouTube channel where they clip your shit out, or maybe they don't give you credit, will you flag it?
Yeah, we strike all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are starting to learn that we strike, so don't fuck around with our content.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
If
That's just
somebody,
crazy.
Unless it's
if someone
something-
gives you credit, like let's say they're like reacting to an interview.
I don't like that shit.
Got
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
So he doesn't like what we're pretty much doing right now.
like bring it to my attention. And
Okay. So this is what he wants. He wants us to DM him directly and be like, "Hey, DJ Vlad, just so you know, if it's okay with you, I would like to react to your interview that you did with so and so. Is that okay?"
Then maybe we could work something out.
Right.
But working something out almost never means that they're going to be compensating me for the content. It
Yeah,
just
because there's so
means-
many channels now that their whole entire thing is reacting.
Yeah.
So it's like whether it's a song or an interview or
But last time it's not even
Whoa, what's up with that?
reacting. It's usually just, hey, let me just take this piece
no, for sure.
and put it out. Like, you know, a reaction is a reaction. I'm not so much
Mad at that,
concerned with the reactions.
Right.
But
So that makes me wonder. I wonder how people feel about music reactions then, because, you know, I know that's not really something that a lot of people like, but I do know that a lot of artists do appreciate, you know, because in the same mindset that I just said, where, you know, we reacting to music and letting our audience see the artist and discover an artist or discover a song that they might like, it benefits the artist at the end of the day, because, you know, even though, let's say we are reacting to any artist, the copyright is a copyright. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're benefiting off of it at all. That shit is out of here, bro. Like, we don't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? We just do it for the love. So it's kind of crazy, you know? But like I said, I understand though, and I'm not mad at it, because at the end of the day, I get it. You know, it's somebody's song. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody's hard work. It's somebody's production. It's somebody's music video. All that shit. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But Interesting.
But a lot of times, like even like with shorts, it's like you
Shorts is
constantly-
where they fuck you. Cause
yeah, it's like they rip your stuff, they throw a little bit of music behind it, they slow it down to try to
Right.
get around the limitation, you know, the content ID and stuff like that, and ultimately and the problem is
And you know what? I'm gonna be honest, and this is exactly why we don't like to pause when we check out music, because I fully understand that if we were able to pause every 10 seconds, every 15 seconds, talk about a bar they just said, or say something funny, or or do something, then yeah, we would be like, they would take off the copyright, and then we'll most likely get paid for that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like to do that because I completely understand the artistry of the shit. And like I said, we're not here to be like, oh, I want to get all that shit, whatever, all that money. It's like, bro, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just here for the love of music. I'm just trying to get into the industry. I'm trying to do some vlogs. I'm trying to be more involved into the live stream. So for us, reacting to music is to hopefully get an audience that just fucks with us because of who we are, and we're able to have a bigger community when we do lives, or when we do the vlog stuff that we're going to be doing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that is the purpose for us personally. But we do check out a lot of music, I'm not going to lie, and a lot of it copyrighted. We don't see shit. You know what I'm saying?
is like you'll have these channels that are like they have 2,000 followers, but they'll get 1 million views on a short.
Yeah.
That's your content, and the logo's not there. There's really no real benefit. So it's, it is what it is. It's a balancing act.
I can imagine, like, at the end of the day, like you said, like, it's like there's a difference between giving credit. It's almost like, if somebody's sourcing something in an article or something and just chopping something up, cutting out. I hate when people cover your logo. And I'm just like, bro.
I've had people like literally upload entire hour and a half videos on their Twitter account.
Fucking.
No, okay. So see, that I completely understand. That is crazy. Like, because I have seen a lot of people that do that actually. That is actually crazy. See, at least with the reaction, the music reaction, we're giving input. We're discussing the song, what we liked, what we didn't like, giving credit to the artists, showing them love and all that shit. So it's different. But for someone to actually, let's say the whole Bootleg Kev interview with DJ Vlad and post it on my personal channel, that would be out of line. I get that. That's crazy.
Just like, like the entire video is from beginning to end, like right there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So listen, I understand. Like it sounds kind of old school, but at the end of the day, you create this content and you control it. Like literally, we have a person on staff that one of their main jobs is to copyright every single interview. Like literally, so we have a copyright on everything, because way too often in the past it'd be like Netflix. Like when the Mike Tyson Jake Paul interview was, when Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight was about to happen, there was a whole documentary, and they used like part of my Ari Spears interview. I didn't get paid. I didn't get.
Netflix didn't reach
Netflix,
out?
Yeah, I didn't even get asked.
Wow.
That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy for him to say shit like that, because I know Ace Boy Pun. He's from the Ace Pit community, FMW Fig Community World. If you guys don't know, so I'm just giving maybe something that you guys have heard, but I know he is on a Tory Lanez album, and they took a clip off of his podcast where he said that Tory Lanez is not gonna be in protective custody. He's gonna be in the main yard with everybody else, or whatever. But the point is, they took that clip or that little audio snippet from a video that he posted. He didn't get paid for it. He didn't bitch about it. He didn't complain about it. He didn't do nothing about it. He was actually happy and glad. You know what I'm saying? And then, when I was watching the podcast and it first came out, they were like, "Oh, you were in Tory Lanez's new album, da 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 da," and he was excited. He's like, "Yeah, I was in it, da da da," and that shit's dope. Like, What? That's crazy, bro. Está todo el way, dog. That's crazy.
Wow.
There was an HBO documentary where like part of my deal.
Like, wouldn't you think that getting that free promo, I would see it as free promo on Netflix, where I don't know how many billion people saw the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight, but it was billions, I believe, or millions, I don't know. But it was a high amount of people. But they used a clip from your channel. Everybody knows your voice. Everybody knows your setup. Everybody knows you. And you're going to take that as I didn't get paid for it? Damn, bro. That's crazy.
Hughley interview got paid, used in it. Lil Baby would perform at Rolling Loud and use part of his interview.
It's like, hey.
You see what I'm saying? So now an artist is performing at Rolling Loud and he has a problem with him playing a snippet from an interview he had with Vlad. That's crazy, bro. I would see it as free promo. Rolling Loud is one of the, like, a big stage for a lot of these artists. Bro, eFamily logo on a rolling stage, freaking platform would be crazy. Even if it's a little sticker, bro. Fucking post that shit in the DJ's booth. What? Shit. That's crazy.
It's like
I've had that happen a few times, but they always reach out and they try to get me to sign off. Like they try to use a whack. I had Whack where he talked about he had like an unreleased sex
shout out
tape.
to Whack.
Shout out to Whack, man. You guys have some classics.
Yeah.
In the last.
Yeah. I mean, and this is why I finally I got sick of it. I said everything's gonna get copyrighted, and when people start to do this shit from now on, they're gonna get a letter from my lawyer. And
Yeah.
What the hell? So I might get a letter for reacting to this today. That's crazy.
I think people got to understand too, man, is like at the end of the day, the hard work, the hours.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of letters, right? I had an incident like this happen, I want to say like a year ago, where we reacted to a song and the producer DM'd us and said, I've told the story before, but the title, I pretty much copied and pasted the title of the song. All I added was reacting to the artist name featuring this artist name, the song name, which I usually do all the time. That's the format. I should switch it up, whatever. But anyways, that was the format. The producer got mad, sent me a DM and said, you need to put the title right or I'm going to have legal team reach out to you. And in my head, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I literally copied the title from the video that we're reacting to. The whole point for him was he wanted me to add his name as well. Like his name first, then the artist, then the second artist, and then the song title. That's the format that he wanted. But it's like, bro, it's literally here. And your title is wrong. Because at the time, all there was the name of the song. It wasn't even this artist and this artist. I took the liberty to add both of those artists' name and then a little dash with the song title. And then he sent us that DM, and ever since then, I just looked at him different, like, whoa, kind of lame, bro. You're kind of lame for that, because I literally helped you out and fixed the title.
But yeah, I think people got to understand too, man, is like at the end of the day, the hard work, the hours, the years that get put into, building your brand, that, that shit is not like to be taken lighthearted. In the same way that like if an artist got sampled without someone clearing it, they're going to fucking sue.
Sure.
That just happened to OT. We didn't get to talk about it last time, but that just happened to OT where he got sued, I believe for $500,000 from a older Mexican artist, but because he used like a little bit of a song, he got taxed, bro. That's just crazy.
You know what I
Or
mean?
they're
Like,
gonna send a cease and desist to take it down.
Exactly.
100%. Like it's
Exactly.
the same shit. So
Yeah.
you got to respect, each side of the grind.
Yeah.
I want to get back. So was a huge when I came up. I got the name Bootleg Kev because I used to sell mixtapes, CDs, all that good shit.
Wait a minute. Bootleg Kev. So what you're telling me is that you used to bootleg people shit and sell it? Wait a minute. What?
But you were kind of like obviously got hip to you.
Wait, so you... No, I respect it though. But that's funny though. That's funny because we just literally saw a 6-7 minute video of them going back and forth of copyrights and wrongs and rights. You used to bootleg stuff. What are you talking about? But anyways, but I had to kind of put in my 2 cents in this because I just wanted to have a conversation about this because I kind of felt like I agreed and disagreed with this. I'm not gonna lie, and it was definitely dope. And I do want to check out this whole interview just to see what they're talking about because I know they brought up Lefty Gunplay, and I know there's been little things that I've been wanting to check out and stuff. But yeah, man, I can see that you guys in the chat don't like Vlad, huh? Damn. Yeah, I've heard that rumor too that like he's the police or something, but I don't know. To be honest, I don't really watch his interviews like that. I'm not really someone that likes to watch interviews unless it's an artist that I truly like. The ones that I do watch are, for example, like Haters World, because we react to a lot of those artists that go, to those platforms, and I like to see what they're about, what they've done, what they're bringing up, and shit like that. So I like doing that. What's up, baby?
Hi.
You're finally here. Nanselly.
here.
And someone just asked about you. Adolfo did, actually.
Hi, Adolfo.
He's like, so no Nanselly tonight?
Damn, my bad.
But yeah, but anyway, so that's just my take on this. But shout outs to Bootleg Kev and Vlad. I'm not gonna call them what you call them because like I said, I don't watch his interviews or anything, so I don't know much about that. But yeah, man.